Hello, my name is Kyle, and our hope for today comes out of the book of Jeremiah. If you've been around Christian circles for long enough, I'm sure you've heard the verse Jeremiah 29:11. I'm going to read it for you right now. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Which I think is a beautiful promise. But I think the promise is even more beautiful if we read it within the greater context of the passage. So I'm going to go from verse 1 to 14 of Jeremiah chapter 29. These are the words of the letter that Jeremiah the prophet sent from Jerusalem to the surviving elders of the exiles, and to the priests, the prophets, and all the people, whom Nebuchadnezzar had taken into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. This was after King Jeconiah and the queen mother, the eunuchs, the officials of Judah and Jerusalem, the craftsmen, and the metal workers had departed from Jerusalem. This letter was sent by the hand of Elisha, the son of Shaphan, and Gemariah, the son of Hilkiah, whom Zedekiah, king of Judah, sent to Babylon, to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. It said, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, to all the exiles whom I have sent into exile from Jerusalem to Babylon. Build houses and live in them. Plant gardens and eat their produce. Take wives and have sons and daughters. Take wives for your sons, and give your daughters in marriage, that they may bear sons and daughters. Multiply there, and do not decrease. But seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile, and pray to the Lord on its behalf. For its welfare you will find your welfare. For thus says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, do not let your prophets and your diviners who are among you deceive you, and do not listen to the dreams that they dream. For it is a lie they are prophesying to you in my name. I did not send them, declares the Lord. For thus says the Lord, when 70 years are completed for Babylon, I will visit you, and I will fulfill to you my promise and bring you back to this place. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and I will restore your fortunes and gather you from all the nations and all the places where I have driven you, declares the Lord. I will bring you back to the place from which I sent you into exile. I think it's an especially beautiful promise because the plans that God has for his people, especially as they are laid out here in this passage, are certainly not the plans that they would have chosen for themselves. None of the Israelites wanted to be taken into exile to Babylon. Many wanted to resist and fight, yet God tells them that for 70 years you're going to endure this, and then I will take you back home. For many of the Jewish people, that was their entire life spent in Babylon. Yet God remained faithful to them there, even if that wasn't the plan they would have chosen for themselves. As my plans keep getting messed up, and the things that I want to have happen in my 2020 year not fall into place as I would have them, I'm continuing to trust that God's plans and the larger picture that he sees is all falling together exactly as he had lined out. God is not surprised, nor does he continue to be surprised by the many things that continue to surprise me in this year. Yet the promise remains the same for us. In verse 13, when we seek him, we will find him if we seek him with all our heart. So let's continue to draw near to God in this time. Thanks.